Alright, hello YouTube. So doing the next episode of the Quest for Kethane series. I do not know the episode. I think it's 14, maybe 15, something like that. I really am not sure. Anyway, as you guys have probably figured out by now, we're gonna put the first actual mining unit onto the surface of the moon. Now, I have McJeb because I'm not good at changing orbital planes and inclination. And I'm not very good at landing at a specific target, which has to be done. So McJeb's going to be my friend on this one to help me out with that. And basically this is just a simple lander. It's got an SRB on the underneath just to help power it up just a little bit up in the atmosphere. And then these nuclear engines with ISPs of 20,000 will take it from there and hope there's enough fuel to get us to the moon. Hopefully. I don't know. We will find out that, won't we? So I'm just gonna my usual cheat, I only cheat doing one thing, and that is whatever button it is. Alt F12? Yes. Infinite RCS. That's my usual thing. Just because I don't really ever waste the space on putting RCS tanks on there. Anyway, go ahead and turn that on to keep us stabilized, and fire that SRB up. And it does not have enough power to lift us off. Well, that's interesting. Oh, and here we go. So my frame rate is going to drop severely. What about now? Well then, Houston, we got a problem. And I can't shut that down to go ahead and decouple it and fire the nuclear engines. That's just going to have to wait a minute. But what we can do, just to simplify things, so this thing apparently weighs more than what I thought it did, but while we go over this and wait for liftoff, I will just go over some of the finer points of this magnificent craft. As you guys have noticed, we got 4 nuclear engines, and there's a total of 8 solar panels on this thing, all toggled by a action key. We got the 1x6s up on top of the fuel tanks, and we got these big ones on the side of the fuel tanks. Plus we got RCS ports. We got life support up here in the top. Batteries around the docking node, which is what I did on the actual station, which is where it'll dock, because, as I explained in that video, it makes it a lot easier to dock at night. Even though I cannot manually dock, I had McJeb do that part for me, just because I'm really bad at it. It just makes it easier to see, make sure McJeb's doing its thing, because I don't always trust the autopilot, just in case, it doesn't do its job as good as it should. No offense to the makers of McJeb and all this other crap, but I'm just saying, And the way I see it, if we are on the bright side of the moon, speaking of the moon, right over there, the solar panel should pump out enough power for all 4 mining units, all 4 drills, to continuously drill into the surface. Basically, its total storage capabilities of Kethane is 12,000 units. Now, I went in and I edited a configuration file for a fuel tank, and I will show you guys which one it is here in a minute. And basically, it now holds like 44,000 units of oxidizer and like 34,000 units of liquid fuel. And this is what I wanted, because, and also it starts off dry. This the fuel tank is empty, and I did that because I need to be able to launch a part such as a fuel tank that can hold a lot of fuel, but does not weigh a lot, and it's pretty compact, which I have achieved. And because it's empty, I can put it up into orbit and dock with the space station pretty easily in theory. So we're just going to go ahead and start banking a little bit. Hopefully we don't spin. And alright, we're good. There's a very small rotation on this craft, and that's because I've never been perfect at placing the engines around the center of mass like they are right now, and not directly under it. So there is just a small bit of rotation, which isn't going to hurt us at all, due to the fact we've got a reaction wheel, the former large ASAS, and we got a total of 8 RCS thrusters. So we should be alright with that aspect. And I'm really, again, debating about lowering the ISP on the nuclear engines, just because of the fact that they are still not burning enough fuel to be even, close to like 30 years technology away right now. And I'm sorry if you guys are having a hard time seeing. I'll try to put in the light over here so you guys can get the background of it or something. I know watching KSP videos when it's nighttime and stuff can be a pain in the butt, so I apologize for that now. I'm just going to go ahead and start watching my, well, I can actually from here just have, that was when I was doing a geosynchronous orbit apparently. Let's go 74,000, or 74 kilometers, not 74,000. That could be bad. Make sure I haven't passed that mark. Kill the thrust, engage it. Let that go ahead and do its thing, because after all, ain't no point in me really doing it manually. Also, just a quick little comment for the station itself. If you guys remember, last time we had put a total, just like a giant battery bank, up in orbit around the moon. It has a total capacity of 30,000 units of electricity. And it's got 2 extremely large solar panels, which pumps out, I think it's 200 units of electricity per second in direct sunlight, I believe, something like that. Very large amounts of electricity. And there ain't really a whole lot I can spend that much electricity on in a reasonable amount of time. So what I'm going to do is basically just put a large amount of Kethane converters. And I'm going to edit a Kethane tank, make a copy of it of course, and edit it to where it's like that fuel tank and contains an extremely large amount of fuel, or a large amount of Kethane. Just that way, we have a reason for that many batteries. And basically, I put that many batteries on there in the first place just to take up space, so I would have a large enough target to dock with. Of course, then I'm editing the fuel tanks to hold more, just so I'll try to lower the part count, and we don't have, like a 1 frame per second space station. Which, when this thing is docked with it, it might start getting kind of low. Of course, I don't have the best frame rate in the first place. Like right now, Fraps is saying I'm getting an average of 7. Which I have no idea why it's that low at the moment, but that's not important. So, and I hate when McJeb does this and does not put us in the best, orbit and begins screwing up everything, and then I screw up the apoapsis, and it just goes bad from there. Because this thing wants to rotate, and now it's throwing me off, and da-da-da-da-da. I can make excuses, but you know what? It's just my bad piloting paying off at the moment. So let's just see if we can get this out of the atmosphere, and I will be happy. 62, come on, just a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. Oh, 70,000, okay. Close enough, Both of them are out of the atmosphere, so right there's the moon, so it shouldn't take too long to get a transfer. So let's just go ahead and speed time up. And also, as I mentioned earlier, I put the life support systems for TAC life support on the front of the craft, underneath the docking port. I did that hopefully just to reduce the amount of refuels we will have to do, because what I'm seeing right now is with this thing having prolonged stays on the moon, or from the moon to the station, it's going to end up using a good bit of food, water, oxygen, all this other crap. So my solution to that is just piling as much as we could on while keeping the weight reasonable, which it appears I've managed to do. So basically what I'm going to do is, and this is going to be like the last part that I'm going to edit the configuration file on, the Cosmos space station parts, the structural parts anyway, have already several units of fuel, not fuel, but several units of food and water on them. I'm going to bump that up because due to their size, in reality, they could hold a lot more than what they can right now. So I'm going to edit that and make where they can hold a reasonable amount compared to the size. That way I can throw up just a couple pieces like that, and they can be storage containers, probably in a separate orbit, to keep the part count on the station low. That way, basically, when this lander needs to have more food, we can just very simply and very easily dock with the orbital warehouse, you could call it, I guess, and, you know, refuel our food reserves. Doesn't sound too hard. Doesn't sound too bad either. Because as long as we got power, which I probably should extend those solar panels now. Just thinking about it, we're out of the atmosphere, you know. So I guess I could, and there they all go. Like I said, we should have plenty of power for mining. We got more than enough just to sustain the craft. So I'm not worried about that. Oh god, that was too fast. I got worried there for a minute. And there's the station orbiting the moon. And I always drop the time warp right here before we enter the moon's sphere of influence, just because the fact there's a lag spike, if it goes too fast, we, you know, basically just crash into it. And did we just lose our intercept? Oh no, we are currently orbiting the moon. Okay. There was no lag spike that time. It's unusual. So let's just go ahead and burn retrograde. Oh wait, we didn't get the intercept yet. Oh crap. Alright. So right there it is, and we are now 1 minute, 30 seconds. Ooh, there's the lag spike I was waiting for. Perfect. So let's wait for the periapse, I guess, as usual, and go ahead and burn retrograde, and that's a pretty high orbit, but we can always bring that down. And again, I'm using McJeb to land and stuff because there are some things that I'm just not very good at. But if you guys see in the beginning of the series, you know, I couldn't even get a friggin' rocket into a stable low Kerbin orbit, let alone do a transfer like this. I'm not saying I'm a very good player, but I have a fun time doing it, and, you know, so all it really matters in a way. So I'm just going to go ahead and start the burn now. I know we're 10 minutes out, but so I want to make sure I got plenty of time to do it, and actually I can go ahead and bring our orbit down this way, doing it early. So I'm just going to go ahead and slow our thrust down a good bit. I'm going for just like 100,000 meter circular orbit, just that way we can land. And if you guys recall, the flag right there is what we're aiming for. Check our resources real quick. Alright. Oh, why are we losing that much power? That's kind of worrying me. Oh, none of the panels have got very good sunlight, considering the sun's over... Where is the sun? Blocked by Kerbin, yet look how bright it is. Okay, well anyway, that's why we're losing power. Cause see, I thought we were... I guess not. Guess we're not in the sun's light. Anyway. Okay, so go back over here to retrograde. Burn that down. And I don't even need to start watching the clock, see how long these videos run, because it feels like I've been doing this for an hour and a half. Just doing a transfer to the moon. I know it really hasn't been all that long. It just feels like an eternity right now. So 110 to 91, I will take it. It's close enough for me, honestly. Utilities, what's in that? Oh. Okay, anyway, landing guidance. Is that what I want? Ah, yes. So, coordinates. 4 degrees, 12 feet and 56 inches north. I never learned how to read coordinates, so wait, is that right already? Oh, sweet, it's already got it in the system. Nice. Well, except for the west. Oh wait, okay, set this to west. 96. Oh, okay, wait. 263. Okay, so go 263, 38, and lastly 36. Show landing predictions. Land at target. So now we should end up landing basically right on top of our flag almost. Now, if I recall, last time I did this, it didn't actually do the deorbit burn. So I'm kind of curious if it's actually going to do it this time. Nice. Okay, so it actually did it that time. And, let's see. 7 kilometers, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, it gets pretty close. It's great. I mean, I know the whole Kethane pocket runs, you know, like right through here. So it's a good area we have to choose from. It's just right there was closest to an equilateral orbit that we could achieve. And I did that because I wanted the station on an equilateral orbit, just for the simplicity of putting it in orbit, deorbiting it, and going from the surface up, and everything else. It's just a whole lot easier. In my opinion, it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at this view, because I really get worried coming down, because like McJeb usually waits till like the last 5 seconds to drop 200 meters per second. And I kind of get scared sometimes, and I'll usually like disable it and kick it in real quick. And I just realized we got Bill, Jeb, and Bob on this one, so this flight can't go wrong, you know. 40 meters from the target's what they're estimating. That's pretty freaking good. So I see we're braking right now, losing our horizontal speed right now. And just in case any of you guys are wondering, I am sorry for the low frame rate, and hopefully that will be changing fairly soon, which it could be. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not telling any details or anything about it, but so okay, this part's kind of boring, just watching this thing come down, and I can't land very well, so that's why I'm having it do it for me, which I stated in the beginning of the video. But anyway. So the next pieces that will go up on the next episode will be hopefully a Kethane tank and a actually just the Kethane tank and the converters on the space station. Hopefully that'll be next thing to go up in the next episode. And then after that, I think I'll put the orbital warehouse into lunar orbit. That'd be really good right there. Let's see, where's the little... Oh, right there it is. I wonder if you can see the flag from 500 meters up. I'm going to change the touchdown speed to 2 meters a second. That should be able to... The engines should be able to take dropping at 2 meters a second. I've hit them harder than that many times. Many times. And they survived. How? I don't know. How? I don't care. I'm just glad they stayed working. I'm sure we've all been there. And this is what I mean. Look, 30 meters a second, we're still plummeting. Oh god, okay, there it is. Oh, I get so worried at that moment right there, right before we hit. Oh, slow down. And what was that about? But anyway, touchdown. The Raven has landed. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Oh, dear God. Okay. So that's it for this one. I'm just gonna see if we can get some Kethane real quick. Just, you know, deploy 2 of the drills, let's say, to see if we can get anything. Give it a second to drill down. Ah, look at that, we got gold. Well, greenish gold, I think. Anyway, That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Next, instead of on the space station, we are going to work on fixing this. Because according to this, we only got one engine, and it'd be that one right there, I assume. Yes, it is. Oh. Anyway, guys, I'll see y'all later. Oh, there was the last engine. Okay, bye-bye now.